at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue. I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall, and if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the May 21st, 2023 edition of Open Mic America. I'm Rich Fassler, your MC for tonight, and I'm joined by Robert Edgar, who will be interviewing our performers, and Laura Bordowitz, who's tonight's show engineer. Our mission on Open Mic America is to support your local open mics, and it's our pleasure to present the more accomplished singer-songwriters who play at those events. Without gimmicks and frills, this is the beating heart of American music. That tapestry of story and song that's been weaving us together for generations. So let's get on with the show and introduce our performers. By the way, you can find links to their work on our website and on this YouTube video. So on tonight's show, we have James Coon from San Jose, California. James, you can wave if you like. Alice Osborne and E. Doc Smith coming to us from Truckee, California. Deb Westlow from Bull Verde, Texas. Rigo Rodriguez and Rodman King from Amherst, Mass. Rob Cork from Beaverton, Oregon. Dave Fiebert, Wallingford, Pennsylvania. I hope I said that right. Max Newton from Berkeley, California. Ric Page from Haverhill, Massachusetts. And Maurice Tani from Berkeley, California. Our first performer is James Coon from San Jose, California. James can be seen playing at Bogey's, a City Folks open mic on Fridays. I think that's correct. Yeah, Three Flames Restaurant on Meridian and 88 Keys in Morgan Hill. So, James, why don't you start the show for us?
There we are. Thank you very much. And thank you all for inviting me. And there's going to be some amazing people to watch, I'm absolutely sure. At least 9 of 10 of the acts are going to be great. My wife and I, we went to New York City for the first time in our lives last year in September, and we stayed a week in Manhattan. And as you expect, it's everything it purports to be. It's grander than Oz, brighter than Asgard, touches the ceiling of the world, I'm sure. But my wife, she takes pictures to remember it by. Me, I'm a songwriter, so this is how I remember it. This is New York in the rain. Once I had you in mind, no fog could find its way inside my heart. Once I had you in view, the answer to the most beautiful thing I'd ever find was New York in the rain. Let me smile again. Light your golden spires. Open that great white way. New York, don't let me down. Up from the Battery, all over town. Stay beautiful. Stay wonderful. In kind as you do. Stay in my mind till I come back to you, my New York in the rain. It was a chance I took. I came, I looked around one stormy day, and there was a sound in the air, music seemingly everywhere, a voice calling me to New York in the rain. Let me smile again, spend an hour. The sun will come shining through New York. Take me there from Harlem town to Herald Square. Stay near to me, sing clear to me. You'll always be dear to me, my New York in the rain. Subway to Central Park, carriage ride after dark, visit the Macy's store, watch a parade from the 30th floor. New York, New York, when you came into view, you broke my heart in two. Half of it waits for you, half of it aches for you to ask me to remain, my New York in the rain. New York.
Very nice.
High praise from this crowd. When you're young and you write songs about love, across the room, and I'll love you forever, at least until tomorrow morning, you know. But it's all about finding your Prince Charming. But when you're 70, like me, and you write about it, and you write about loss of love or an aching heart with a hole so deep that you can't breathe, it's because you've lived that. This is not a song about anything sad, but a song about something that people of our vintage might know, which is love, the second time around. This is called Magical, Mystical You. What if a wave came and washed you away down love's next avenue? Opened a door where you'd closed it before, and in walked someone who was magically right, mystically bright, like moonlight poured to view. Was marvelous, mystical, so irresistible, magical, mystical you. What if a wind came and lifted you high above your clouds and fields? You wouldn't know what was happening below, upside. The weather's clear. Who would she be? Make her special to me. Can't say that I knew before. Marvelous, mystical, so irresistible, hard to be mystical you. You can say it's a romance of impossible hue, but you can't say I must be imagining this unless I'm imagining you. I know you weren't looking for romance, and I know I'm not shiny and new, but the best things around can be unexpectedly found. Happened when I found you. If you could imagine a perfect romance, what would that imagining be? Could it be true someone like you could want someone like me? Tell me it's right, mystically bright. Say that you feel as I do. And I'm marvelous, mystical, so irresistible, magical, mystical too.
Very nice.
Very sweet.
Very nice. All right, James. Thank you for those two songs. Let me pass you on over to Robert so we can find out a little bit more about you.
All right. Hello, Robert.
Hello, how you doing, James?
I'm doing good, thank you. I've seen your picture floating about, but nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, we have sound sync now. This is great.
Yes.
So how long have you been writing songs?
Actually, 18 months. I decided to become a songwriter 18 months ago.
Really? And
so-
how long have you been playing?
I've been
playing
since
sounds-
I was, like many of us, since early 20s. I even played clubs in this area, but on a very minor scale. I starved. I was, a cowboy guitarist, that kind of thing. And after 50 years of being away from it, I decided to take up the guitar again, then write songs. And so the songs that I've done those in that time, yes.
And when you write them, you just, it seems like you're reviewing things that have occurred. Do you
right,
use that for that?
There are different, approaches, of course. There are people who I tend to write as it's described to me, as songs with a story to them, and I suppose they do. I like to think they take you somewhere. In my arrogance and in hubris, what I'd really like to do is I'd like to become the next great American songwriter. And even if I never become an A-list performer, which I expect I haven't the time nor the talent to be, I'd like to write songs for people who are. And if they want to if they need the vehicle, if they need the song, there's so many great songwriters out. Of course there are. But all of us have our own passion, our own way, and I think I do too. I'd like to, if I can't be the one that takes it to the Grammy stage, I'd like to meet someone who either wants to go there or has been there before, and they just need the right song. So I have these, I have others, and I'm hoping to write more.
Mm-hmm. So you play them nicely by yourself. I knew that you hadn't started playing guitar 18 months ago.
That's true.
When you're playing, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, as far as that goes, it occurred to me, and you'd think this would be obvious from the start, that once I had the songs, if I was not the one who represented them, I would have to perform them myself. I have to so that's the whole genesis of me becoming an actual performer. I do the best I can. I'm trying to get better all the time. Being my songs, that helps, right? You can never make a mistake on your own song, right? After all, who knows the words but you? But the point is, I believe that, in today's parlance, I identify as a songwriter, and that I can do for the rest of my life, and supply songs to other people who can take them to, I hope, a higher level. But as far as performing, I do it now because I need to expose my songs, and hopefully I represent them well.
And when you're performing your own songs now, are you performing them on your own usually, or do you have other folks who are accompanying you?
That's a good question. I'm a terrible jammer, and so I always played by myself. I guess I'd been disappointed as a youngster with some of the garage bands. We all have tons of stories we can tell about people who are, multi-talented but horrible individuals. But no, I play by myself very rarely. The gentleman sitting, Sean Allen, with me here tonight, does occasionally sit in, play the guitar with me, sing a little. But mostly, no, it's me. I also do covers. And lately, I've been trying to do what you heard tonight was representative of what people often describe as, they say, that sounds like a standard. I came in the door and you were in the middle of it. Who wrote that song? Was that Hoagie Carmichael? Was that, Gershwin? Kathy will say, my wife, she'll say, oh, no, that's James. And they go, no. You know how people will be. But my stuff is more like that. But I also do covers of Neil Diamond. I have a big voice, is what I'm saying, if I need it. So that's what I use to wake the room up. And the rooms have been very responsive, thank goodness. And then I inflict upon them the songs that you hear and others.
Great. Thanks very much. I enjoyed your songs, James.
I look forward very much to hearing all of you, and I'll be quiet now, and please. Alice, I think you're up next, isn't she?
I think so.
Yes, she is. Thanks, James. So now it's time for a new California transplant. She just made the long journey from North Carolina to Northern California. We're going to hear Alice Osborne plus E-Doc Smith from playing from Truckee. And in the area there, they play open mic at Cottonwood and Truckee on Thursday nights from 6 to 9. But we get to hear them right now. So take it away.
Yes, so our first song is Road Trip, and I wrote it before I drove 2,800 miles starting on Monday, and I got to Truckee on Thursday, and we went right to the Cottonwood. So here it is. It's all true. The hunt is 21 years of memories. All that's left is me after I left you. Nashville, Cheyenne, Salt Lake City. Tahoe's waters better be clear and pretty. Oh, lock the door, pedal on the floor, punch the miles away, risking it all on a California dream. Never knew I could be like this, racing fast and free. I am Steve McQueen. I believe I'll finally make it now, letting go of my old vows, cruising across America's windy plains. My mind's made up, don't call me insane. Oh, lock the door, pedal on the floor, punch the miles away, risking it all on the California dream. Never knew I could be like this, racing fast and free. I am Steve McQueen. It's waiting on the other side. Steve would surely dig the right. Line the dominoes up and I knock 'em down. place. I'm risking it all on a California dream. I never knew I could be like this, racing fast and free. And I am Steve McQueen. Oh, lock the door, pedal on the floor, punch the miles away. I'm risking it all on a California dream. Never lasting, racing fast, wave goodbye to me. I am Steve McQueen. Thank you so much. This next song is called Mountain Blaze, and we're very proud of our collaboration on this song. It originated from the experience I had in California last September, which led to me being here. And it's about the mosquito fire, and I hope you enjoy it. It also took place right here in Truckee, California, up at Donner Summit. Met you on a mountain of 7,000 feet, where the wind blew smoke hot in from the east. I'm a solo act, don't surprise me, far from home, but all alone. I like control, but you took it away. The air grows thick with ash. Something's pulling at me to stay far from home, but not alone. Bad air breeze around you. Everything was fine before you. Danger weaves around you, and our paths cross. We burn every day, have to get away. The view disappears across the lake, the winds twist, they won't stay the same. A north wind's good and a west wind's wrong. There's a fire coming up the canyon, too strong. Far from home, not alone. Bad air breeze around you. Everything was fine before you. Danger weaves around you, and our paths cross. We burn every day, yeah. Something's pulling at me to stay in this desert far from home, but not alone. I see you, you see me. Oh, will the skies clear in time? Spread the winds, switching time, 'cause everything was fine before you. Oh, hunger
Great song. Great song.
Thank you.
And Doc, what a great job on the percussion there. I love the cymbal. It's really good. All right, let me pass you on to Robert. We can find out some more about you guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you again, Alice, and good to see you, Doc, for the first time. So, since you've been bi-coastal, this group, for the last year, how about telling us a little more about how you got together to start playing?
Well, we met for the first time on Thursday.
In person.
In person. But we've been friends since December of 22 through Facebook and through music. And we became closer once we joined forces in early April to start Alice and the Wonderlands. We have the t-shirts. And we have lots of gigs in Truckee and Tahoe. And I have a full-time job with the Sierra State Parks Foundation. I am a historic home tour guide at Vikings Home and at Sugar Pine Point State Park, right at Lake Tahoe.
So you had done research on the Donner Pass and the history there?
I'm a premier scholar, national scholar, yeah. Ask me any question and you will probably regret asking me that question.
You know,
I've been there, so I know.
You've triggered that from time to time.
But I'm working on new songs that are about Truckee, Tahoe, Nevada County, and about myself, personal relationships, and also the environment around this area. There's a lot to write about, and I feel there's great potential to write about myself and to explore more vulnerability in my songwriting.
Yeah, with Truckee being fairly far both out and up there's probably a lot to be discovered. Once the snow goes away, there are stones to look under, right?
Right.
The snow's finally melting. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Happy to report.
Yeah. No more snow.
Good. And we down in the Bay Area, we appreciate the water that you send us, and that's a good thing. And Idak, you moved to Truckee, I guess, a couple years ago from San Fran?
Yeah, I was in San Francisco for over 20 years with my wife, Celia, who actually is an old friend of Maurice Tani's, believe it or not. And we kept coming up to visit Truckee over the last 20 years. And then my wife was like, I love San Francisco. I was raised there, but I love Tahoe. I love Truckee. Can we move there? So we got rid of this drafty Victorian and moved up to Truckee. And the community has been very welcoming to both of us up here. I'm on the board of directors of the Truckee Donner Recreation and Park District. I don't know how they talked me into that, but and I've been doing a lot of work with the Tahoe Truckee School of Music. They have great programming, concerts on the lake, Donner Lake, things for children. It's been an amazing experience.
Oh, that's great. That's it.
I'm lucky to be involved in the community and to be here and road trip across the country. I mean, it's a lot, and I did it in a 16-year-old car with now 319,000 miles. It's a Subaru Outback, and it made it. I only had one flat tire, one incident on the way here.
It's a Truckee staff car. And I just want to give a shout out to, I have this thing called a cajon tab made by the great percussionist Janelle Burdell of Pittsburgh. And it's sort of like a portable cajon you can wear around. I'm actually sitting on a cajon with a foot pedal, but this thing, I love it. I thought, well, how can I use it? Alice is coming. Let me add a little bit of percussion to that. So.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I did a little research on you and noticed that you had played around a bit with inventing instruments using MIDI triggers and whatnot.
Right, the Zen drum. Same instrument used by my good friend Roy Futureman Wooten and the Flecktones, and he was sort of my mentor. And with the Wonderlands is more of an electric acoustic thing, so I'll be playing it with Alice, but this is a great opportunity to bring out some acoustic.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. Great hearing you together, and nice to meet you both. And I'll try to make it out to Truckee at some point to maybe catch you in person with my full ears.
That'd be great.
Yeah, come out Saturday, June 10th for Legacy Day right at Donner Memorial State Park. It'll be a fest. We start at 10 o'clock.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot. Enjoy
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, Robert, make sure you drive up there before winter. All right. Next up, Deb Westlow from Beauverde, Texas. And you can catch her playing at the Redbird Listening Room and also virtually on the Influence Music Hall. So, Deb, take it away.
All right. I'm glad to be back again. I'm going to play a song that I would think anyone that's been a parent can relate to. It's called Like Yesterday. Seems like yesterday I brought you home swaddled and small. Now all you want to do is hang with friends at the mall. Seems like yesterday I prayed you sleep through the night. Now I struggle to get you out of bed without a fight. Time goes so fast. All of these moments I hope will last. Seems like yesterday. Seems like yesterday. Seems like just yesterday. Seems like yesterday we sang of a twinkling star. Now I get white knuckles when you drive my car. Seems like yesterday you babble non-stop all day. Now I'm lucky to get a word as you turn away. Time goes so fast. All of these moments I hope will last. Seems like yesterday. Seems like yesterday. Seems like just yesterday. Seems like yesterday. The darkness gave you a fright. Now I pace the floor when you stay out all night. Seems like yesterday I cheered at Little League Ball. Now I'm in your empty room you left for college last fall. Time goes so fast. All of these moments I hope will last. Seems like yesterday. Seems like yesterday. Seems like just yesterday. Guess I didn't know how quickly you would grow.
That's,
You. The next song I'm going to do is it takes I guess an old wives' tale or something to that nature. When you see a cardinal, it's a loved one coming back to say hi, to be there in times of sorrow and times of happiness. And so this song is called A Conversation with a Cardinal. And I just realized that I picked two songs. One was co-written with Stephanie Hunt, the one I just played, and this one was co-written with Phoebe Hunt. They're both sisters, very both very talented musicians and songwriters. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I just randomly picked two songs, and they were both. Anyways, this is called "Conversation with a Cardinal." Saw you in a tree, perched high in the boughs, while strolling down a trail of memories. Why did you come to see me now? What do you want to share with me? Saw you by the pool, splashing scarlet wings, while strumming my guitar on the patio. Did you come to hear me sing? Let me know I'm not alone. Hello, red bird, my sweet red bird. Your visit shows how much you care. My crimson angel, my crimson angel, thank you for always being there. Seen you fluttering many times before, always when despair brought me to tears. Did sorrow draw you to my door and let me know there's none to fear? Saw you in a vision late last night, heard you whisper, follow your dreams. Do you think my future's bright? What does your message mean? Hello, red bird, my sweet red bird. Your visit shows how much you care. My crimson angel, my crimson angel, thank you for always being there. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for always being there.
Those are beautiful songs, Deb. Very nice. All right, let me pass you on to Robert, and we can find out a little bit more about you, maybe those songs. Robert?
Hi, Deb. Where are you located? Let's see, you're off there. Hi again.
Sorry, I'm in Bulverde, Texas.
Oh, hi. I was wondering, you have a beautiful voice. I note that when you sing, you land directly on your pitch. You don't slide up. You're directly there, and it's very crisp and very bell-like. It reminded me a little of McGarrigle sisters. I was wondering, a song about yesterday. What were you listening to yesterday to get where you are today in your singing?
What do I listen to in the past?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very much into folk and country to some extent. So a lot of my, Joni Mitchell, Joan Baez, a lot of those are my John Denver. A lot of the older folk singers are kind of the basis for my musical background.
Uh-huh. Were you singing in choirs or on your own soloing, or when you were learning?
No, interestingly enough, I just got into, I played the guitar most of my life, and I had the guitar well, I played the guitar so I could sing songs, but I really didn't get into songwriting until about 3.5 years ago. I got involved with an organization called Soldier Songs and Voices. I'm a veteran, and realized that I could write songs and could sing them relatively well. So that was kind of
Uh-huh.
exciting.
How does the group work?
It's an organization. It's there's chapters all over the United States. I was originally started with the San Antonio chapter and went to the retreat that they have in Hallsville, Texas in 2019, and was all ready to, get out and start writing songs and everything. And then of course COVID happened, which was actually kind of a blessing because I got to, because of the chapters all over the United States went to Zoom. I got to meet people from all over the United States, other chapters in Portland, Northwest Arkansas, South Carolina, and then one in San Marcos, which is relatively close to me. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting. But we basically get together and work on songs.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, COVID has done so much. It both broke us all apart, and then somehow virtually the technology was there so that it brought a lot of us together at the same time. And especially with music, I think, and sharing that sort of thing. That's lovely. Yeah, there's a lot of people here today, and I think there's so many ways to get into songwriting, and I hadn't heard of the Veterans Group before, so that's a new one for me. What are most of your songs about when you write them?
Most of my songs are not love songs, which is kind of interesting.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, I have more songs about dogs and love, but it varies. I have all sorts of different topics, and different things. A lot of them are veteran related or military related. I think I have 5 or 6 different songs that are
Yeah.
military related, challenges that veterans are facing, or challenges that somebody in the services are currently in the service are facing. So do a lot of veteran songs.
Is that interesting to go into those and explore them when you write?
Yes, it's well, soldier songs and voices just in general is very very therapeutic. Being able to share stories and such, but yeah, there like I said, variety of topics on soldiers. I even have one I wrote about my basic training experiences, which is actually kind of humorous actually in this. But
Uh-huh. Yeah, I imagine once you're out of basic training, it can be humorous. When you're in it,
let's say
it's
it's
basic
funny
training.
now, not so much when I was going through it.
Thanks a lot. I enjoyed your songs, and I'd be interested in your basic training. Do you put your songs up anywhere on the web?
Yes, I have a website,
And what's that?
debwestlowmusic.com.
Great. Thank you very much. I'll take a listen.
Just before, I would like to just send a prayer out to one of our own, Grover Duffield. I believe he's listening. He's been having some health issues, some significant health issues. So I just want to, and I know everyone really on this call and part of Soldier Songs and Voices is praying for him to make it through things that he's going through right now. So just wanted to shout out because, well, he's the reason I'm here.
That's great. He was on last time I was on also, and yeah, I send my wishes on with yours to him. Take care, Grover. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Deb. Yeah, big shout out to Grover. A lot of love. He makes it through it. So we are going now from Texas, and we are moving back back east to specifically to Amherst, Massachusetts, to catch up with Rico Rodriguez and Rodman King, also known as Black Door 74. You can catch them playing at the Warehouse 13 Open Mic in Ware, Massachusetts, and the Petersham Jam in Petersham, Massachusetts. And they're going to be doing some live streams coming up here on their own YouTube channel in June and July. So, guys, take it away.
This is Rod, and I'm Rigo. We're going to do a couple of originals for you. This first one's called At Rest. It's dedicated to those folks, past and present, who the world conspired to keep apart. People who loved each other and wanted to spend their lives together, and who spent their lives together despite what the world conspired to do. Again, this is called At Rest. Soon, it's not too far from the moon to my northern star, and my heart's already there with you, sharing a spectacular view where I'll never be alone. In this place we call our own, where we can be at rest. And I'll wait up till the light appears. I'll hold you close, I'll dry your tears, and we'll live forever in between, in spaces no one's ever seen. And I'll never be alone in this place we call our own, where we can be at rest. Oh, I've tasted the most beautiful world, where like two ice cream flavors swirled under a scorching summer sun. We melted until we were one, and I'll never be alone in this place we call our own, where we can be at rest.
Cool tune.
Thanks so much, folks. We're going to do one more song for you. This one's called Before I'm Gone. The lyrics for this kind of emerged out of some things my dad used to like to tell me about the possibility of always remaking yourself at any given moment if you decided to do so, but also the role that chance plays in the kind of person we are, the kind of experiences we have. And this one's called Before I'm Gone. wine is in the air. I heard someone whisper a prayer for eternal return. But fire is meant to burn, as steel corrodes to rust, and dreams dissolve to dust. The moon card has been drawn, someone's always moving on. Empty spaces remain. I hope you caught your train. Torn tickets on the shore, boards nailed to every door. Boards nailed to every door. And before I'm gone, before I take my last, before I am a relic of the past, while this road still stretches on, let me be the dawn. Roulette ball rolls by. I long to believe there's a wine in the silence of the night, in the day's first rays of light, in last moments of bliss, and every first kiss. The dice are tumbling still, their space beyond anyone's will, like stars set to collide, a crumbling mountainside. The moment we exist, the day we make the list, the day we make the list. And before I'm gone, before I take my last, before I am a relic of the past, while this road still stretches on, let me be the dawn.
Oh, that was great. Great to hear you guys again. Perfect.
Thanks so much. Thank you.
Yeah, let me pass you on to Robert.
Hello, Rico and Rodman. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Hey. One of the things that is interesting to me is the space that you create right now with the sound. Your voice is very close. It's very clear, and you're close to your mic, and so it puts it in a very personal space. The bass is just in back of that, and then the compression and the reverb on the guitar pushes it and gives you this distance. And so it sounds like you've created a very particular space for this that gives you already a distance on there, which lets you which enhances things about talking about roads moving through and that sort of thing. Do you think about that at all with that with your setup there?
I mean, I guess we do. We respect the space that we each take up musically, and so our drummer, as you can see, couldn't be here tonight. But even when he's here, we achieve a pretty good balance, and I think it really comes from wanting to serve the song and the meaning of the song. So We're really careful to construct our parts, not to show off as virtuosos or because we're not, but also really to make sure that the meaning of the song comes through. That song Rigo wrote. Actually, both of those were ones that are your songs.
Yeah, some of our stuff is co-written, and
Yeah.
some of it, Rod will write a song, I'll write a song.
Yeah.
Greg, who's not here. But, Rod's being also a little modest. He is a bit of a virtuoso. He's a fabulous bass player, and a lot of groups don't utilize the bass in a way that they could. It often ends up drowned out, and we tried. At least in my mind, that we put a lot of effort into making sure that each of the three of us has a part that's prominent, so that nobody drowns out anybody else, but that also follows in what jazz musicians do.
Yeah.
Sometimes a kind of call response thing, but within any composition, there's always, you create spaces, and you create counterpoint, and I certainly think about that a lot.
Yeah.
You have a goodly collection of amps in back of you. I see that. Do you usually play electric in larger venues or in smaller venues? What do you play usually?
A mix, So when we play places like we play Petersham Jam in Petersham, Massachusetts, and that's almost exclusively we play acoustic there. Although we might play a little electric next time. It just depends on the size of the venue and the songs that we're playing. There's some of our songs that are just really, they wouldn't sound the same acoustically. So yeah.
Yeah, we come up with acoustic arrangements of our stuff for those. You try to play to the venue, right? And without our percussionist here, we were careful about which songs we chose and came up with arrangements that we thought would show both of our input into the songs. But we do both. As with anything, when you're playing electric, there's challenges and also opportunities, and same with when you're playing acoustic. Everything potentially is an opportunity if you approach it with the right mindset.
Sure.
Yeah, well, and when you know how to mix it and make sure that one instrument doesn't step on the other. I think you did a nice job here, especially with Zoom that wants to step on everything. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, hey, thanks a lot. I hope to hear you again.
Sure. You can check out our music at www.blackdoor74band.com.
Yeah, and thanks so much for having us. It's really great to be here with you all.
That's great. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, guys. Great hearing you guys again. Okay, so we're on the East Coast. Now we're moving out to the West Coast, specifically Beaverton, Oregon. And we are going to hear Rob Cork. Rob plays at the Influence Music Hall open mic. Say that fast 5 times. You can check out his website for other gigs at robcorkmusic.com. And he also, by the way, plays in a band called Always a Hoot. It's a string band. And they also have a website. You can check that out at alwaysahootband.com. So Rob, take it away.
Yeah, if one of you guys wouldn't mind mute the last artist if you would. Right now is our buddy Grover. So everybody just take a moment and think a good thought about him because he's a heck of a dude. We met him at the Influence Music Hall open mic before I saw him here, so he's definitely part of both worlds. So, anyhow, this first song is a bit of historical fiction for all of you who enjoy songs about natural disasters. That might be Alice. This one, 1910, March 1st, 1910, the Seattle Express was headed between Spokane and Seattle, and late spring snowstorm stopped them at the pass. Happens to be one of the most deadly rail disasters in history, in that there was a huge avalanche that took out everybody who was left over, and we discovered it on our way back from Leavenworth one day, going through the pass, and happened to see the interpretive signs. But anyhow, it captivated us, and here it is. It's called 6 Days Gone. 6 days gone, train whistle songs still echo in the wind. Seattle Express rolled along the tracks full of hope, but it won't be coming back. Met the mail train at the pass where the snow was stacked, and there they sat. Boys, there's money to be made, clearing snow to make a way. The men with shovels were just no match for the storm that sprang up on Stevens Pass. 6 days gone, the working man's song still echoes in the wind. Pardon me, miss, may I offer you my coat? Well, I see you shivering from the cold. It's really something, all this snow, but we'll have it cleared before you know. That's the way that love began for the teacher and the railroad man. He knew that someday he'd ask for a hand, but the mountain had made another plan. 6 days gone, a love so strong still echoes in the wind. The brave, some got out and walked away. As for the others, the question remains, was it love or duty that made them stay? Wake up now, it's time to go, called a voice from the unknown. Thunder rumbled and lightning flashed, 96 souls were lost to the avalanche. Railroad rebuilding, though they changed the name, the new town failed just the same. Stories are told, but the truth outlasts the Wellington Depot up on Stevens Pass. 6 days gone, their voices live on as echoes in the wind. 6 days gone, train whistle songs still echo in the wind. All right, well, that brings us to number 2. I'll let you make of this one what you will. It's called Winter Sea. cold, but she's pretty. I can feel her steel gray eyes on me. Another morning right into the city. We all have somewhere we'd rather be. Gray eyes moves her bag a little closer. A telepathic, please don't sit by me. The guy in the back thinks his nails look dirty. Don't reflect what he wants us to see. Raindrops streaming down the windows. Streetlights project them on my skin. My mind is wandering back to where we began, when it was just you and me beside the winter sea. He's out washing windows on the tower. He smiles and gives a wave to every floor. This day seems like it's added hours as my eyes bounce between the clock and the door. Suburbs are dull and full of worry, all shades of beige and conformity. Cities are bold, but they're dirty, built on hurry and apathy. Water drops clinging to the windows. Sunlight projects them on my skin. My mind is wandering back to where we began, when it was just you and me beside the winter sea. Oceans ebb and flow like this love we've come to know. I offer you my hand, you pull me close again and again and again. At night I reach for you and hope you're dreaming too of that cottage with a view beside the winter sea. Run away with me to a place where we can be, and it's just you and me beside the winter sea. Beside the winter sea. Beside the winter sea. Run away with me. Run away with me.
Wow. Great song. Great song, Rob. Okay, let me pass you over to Robert, and we'll learn some more about you.
Maybe.
Maybe. Depends on how cryptic I want to be, right?
Love the songs. Both of those were very cinematic. It seems to me.
That's a good word. I like that.
Well, my background's in film, so and also
Totally appropriate. Yeah.
the background in film that I have leads me to films that are about what is right now, things that can be described in front of you. They're rather than great dramatic scenes.
Right.
But the yours are kind of both. I can see the camera close up of a woman shivering, and then you're talking about the overall avalanche itself, or you're talking about the scene and the man with the dirt under his fingernails, and then you're talking about what's happening with you and within that scene, and it's everything as you're going through it sounds very visual to me.
Well,
Does that make sense?
my wife, who is my songwriting partner, who's watching on YouTube in the living room on the TV, and I can almost hear the delay through the door into the studio, would love to hear that because she writes the lion's share of the lyrics, and I think she would be very pleased to hear that.
They do, and then with the guitar, what I hear is a lot of your single note leading into a section, and you don't just switch and you're there. You actually move on up to it and then into another. So you're very transitional in your putting your music to the lyrics.
That's one of those bluegrass habits you get into, you know. There's a pickup note on every phrase, you know. You listen to some of those when Garcia and Grisman were Garcia was at the end of his career and they did those albums together, there were pickup notes on top of pickup notes, which I find to be really auditorily pleasing, you know, and they can really introduce what's coming up next. You know, you get a transition, as you said, which is cinematic as well, you know.
Absolutely, and when you're working with cinema, both sound and image, one supports the other and can not just be synchronous with it. It doesn't have to be a synchronous type of thing, but they can play off each other and have counterpoint, just like in music itself.
Absolutely, yeah. It keeps things interesting, keeps a flow going, keeps a narrative that makes you think about it on a non-linear level, which is the hippest part of music as far as I'm concerned. As soon as it gets non-linear and you get into a space with the thing, it's suddenly it's art, right?
Yeah, and that's wonderful to be able to put that together, and also to work with your wife on crafting something and putting them together is a great partnership to have.
It's a gift, that's for darn sure.
Yeah. Before we go, can you tell us again where your website is and where people can hear it?
So you can get a hold of my solo stuff on robcorkmusic.com, which I believe there's a link on the Open Mic America page, and the string band, which is not linked there, is alwaysahootband.com, and basically we're having fun. We got 3 guys, actually 4 guys, because we got a percussionist now. Everybody can sing, everybody can hang with a harmony part, and everybody is sort of, you know, kind of gone out there and done their thing and come back to doing something fun instead of trying to make money. So, you know, it's a really good time. So when I'm not out doing solo stuff with outreach of Influence Music Hall and Tualatin Valley artists out here on the west side, I'm with those guys in the kind of the greater Portland area.
Maybe you can bring those guys to a America Open Mic sometime in the future.
I'll get them going on some original material. So that's the way to go, man.
Excellent. We'll get our original ears ready and open for them.
And original sound too, right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Hey, Rob, thanks a lot. Nice to hear your stuff, and nice to meet you.
All right. See ya.
Yeah, don't forget original sound. All right. We now, let's see, we were in, where were we? Oregon, right? Yes, we were. So now we're headed off to the eastern part of the U.S., Wallingford, Pennsylvania, and we're going to listen to Dave Fiebert Dave plays in open mics, including Galuccio's in Wilmington, Off the Rail in Medea, and The Living Room in Ardmore, Pennsylvania. Dave also plays at local farmers markets around the suburbs of Philadelphia and plays guitar and bass in a trio called One Lane Bridge. So Dave, take it away.
Thank you, Rich. Start off on one I've titled "She Carries Water." I thought that's something I could work with. So here we go. She carries water. She carries water every day to the village where she prays. Gathers rice in the sun, life on the run. The bamboo hut is where she makes a home. Her children nearby, but still alone. Her husband, who writes her when he can, must stay away, he's a hunted man. He ran from the law when the law changed hands. Now a lawless scribe in a lawless land. Tales of anarchy written in the rain. She answers them to ease his pain. You write the truth, you pay a price. Letters written full of love and advice. Did you once ever think twice, you lonesome souls in paradise? He writes of borders breached on ancient maps, familiar roads now booby traps. Soldiers detaining sandaled feet, curfews on the streets. His smuggled pages must cross the jungle. Couriers unseen risk the rumble of tanks and men, sweat and heat. Freedom's shadow in retreat. She writes of hamlets in the mountains blessed, where ancient eyes still come to rest, worshipping deities like birds to a nest, wanting her husband's caress. You write the truth, you pay a price. Letters written full of love and advice. Did you once ever think twice, you lonesome souls in paradise? Like moon and sun that never meet, a wife and a husband incomplete. Each in their circle, each in their sphere, sharing love but never near. You write the truth, you pay a price. Letters written full of love and advice. Did you once ever think twice, you lonesome souls in paradise? Did you once ever think twice, you lonesome souls in paradise? And then I'll do one, this is based on a true story happened to me. At least the impetus of the story. This is called Pity the Man. a man left wasting, sitting alone at the railway station after the last train of the night has come and gone. When it don't show, and it won't show, and no one else is inside, he must find himself a corner to spend the night. Can't sleep for thinking about that stinking train he missed uptown. Somehow, nowhere, leaving him holding his unused fare. So if you find a man wasting after the last train has left the station, look around to be sure it ain't you.
That is a cool little tune. All right, let me move you on over to Robert.
All right.
Those are lovely.
Thank you, Robert.
Let me start by asking. Your background includes a set of what look to be paired photographs, a piano and a telescope. What room are you in?
I'm in my man cave down in the basement with some bric-a-brac things. But yeah, we've got a little telescope to look outside on occasion. So my wife and I do that. She's the telescope person.
Ah, yes. So a telescope in the basement is a nice idea by itself.
It's right out the back door, though. We can get it right outside quickly.
One of the things that struck me, especially with your first song, is the complexity of what you of your words and the lyrics as they marked. I've often had people say, well, you know, what you need to say is simple, elegant, get to the point, and get off the train. And that, you know, I know so many types of music that just refuse to do that. And it's always, while I respect music that does and lyrics that do, it just seems like that's leaving a whole lot of the world out. You know?
That's true. That's true. That song came by way of there's a fella that I got to meet twice. His name was Dave Olney. I don't know if some of you guys might have heard about Dave Olney. He was a singer-songwriter, but he worked with Tom Van Zandt. He worked with Guy Clark and some other people. He passed away a couple years ago. But he had an esoteric way of talking about things, but plain spoken and folk. And I was about to kind of give up on some writing, and I heard this guy play, and he didn't have the best voice in the world, but he could intone a song, and so that was my tome to him. I just thought, I came up with "She Carries Water." I goes, well, that could go someplace. So that's where I took it, and I just thought that was something that he could sort of, you know, come up with, that kind of lyric, and I was pleased with it when I finally finished it up.
Yeah, it was very interesting. I found I was listening closely to the words to follow what you were saying. I think maybe for some of the simpler pieces, they're fine if you have it on the radio while you're putting on suntan lotion and adjusting yourself in the sand. But it's nice sometimes to have music that's written for other venues also. What are your other songs like that you've done?
Oh, I've got a lot of character songs. There's you know, I think I have not an alter ego, but I have another fellow inside me that sort of loses track of things and finds himself in the wrong places at the wrong time. So I kind of go back and launch into that character and come up with some quirky songs. But I like a lot of wordplay, and I also have a co-writer, college buddy of mine that we finally reconnected over the internet, and we've been writing about 8 or 9 years in a row, and he'll throw me, a bone here or two. He says, "Try this. This is a great title." And then I'll just kind of roll with it here or there, or whatever the title would be, Not Before Long, or whatever the title would be. And, I sort of trip it out, or we'll work on a lyric together. And so it's fun to have a collaborator. That's a great experience, because it really keeps you on your toes.
Oh, absolutely. That is the case. Do you play out much in where you are?
I do. My open mics, some of them are quieter and some of them are noisier. Like the Off the Rail one is a noisy one. So I've got a band who can back me up. So I'll bring them some covers, or I'll throw in some chord changes in a song that I would like to try, and they can follow along. So that's fun to do. And then there's one place called The Living Room down in Ardmore, PA. And that one's that's a real listening room. So it's filled with couches, and the guy that runs it used to run the Main Point in Bryn Mawr. Some of you guys might have heard about the Main Point. A lot of big musicians cut their teeth there back in the in the 70s and the 80s. So that's a real quiet space. So I can take down a song and I just know people are going to hear it. And I appreciate, that's a good venue to go to for that. So, and in my farmers markets, I get to stretch my legs out and play a lot of covers and play a lot of my, sprinkle my material in. So that's fun to do.
Oh, that's great. Very much enjoyed your music, and
Thank you.
And where can people hear your music?
I've got a YouTube. Just Google my name on YouTube. Just Dave Fiebert, and Fiebert, and you'll find some of my tracks up on that.
Oh, great! Thanks a lot, Dave. Enjoy.
You're welcome. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We are moving now from the east back out to the west. And we're going to Berkeley, California, where we are going to hear Max Newton. And you can catch Max playing at the Far Side in Alameda, California, and also playing here tonight. So, Max, take it away.
Hey. So the last time I was with you guys, it was night of the Oscars, so I did a bunch of cynical songs. So tonight I'm going to do less cynical songs. The first one's called Honey. These are all back from the decade known as the Uh-Ohs, the 200 period. Honey. Honey, butter, honey and bread, honey, I still can taste it on her breath. Honey bakes bread just like Mama did. Golden crust just makes me sigh. Toast with butter and honey all over it. I'll take it over pumpkin honey in my arms, dancing in the kitchen, socks on the linoleum, slip and slide. Honey getting down, everything a twitching. Life's just better with honey at my side. Yeah, honey, butter, honey and bread. Honey got a real job down in the city, works in a pawn shop. Man, she's tough. We can always use the extra money, and honey brings home awesome stuff. Sweet enough, the bees and flowers somehow found a way to get it done. wild and strong and pure and raw, but there's a little sting behind the fun in the song. Honey got a fiddle, honey got a zither, honey got a way to make 'em cry. Honey got a way of saying, come hither, I think we're having fun tonight. 'Cause honey been lately looking at little ones, I know because I watch her eyes. Yeah, homemade bread will fill little bellies, and honey always satisfies. Yeah, honey, butter, honey and bread. That's my honey.
That was terrific.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
So this next one, which the arthritis is starting to really get to me, so this may be the last song I ever do live. We'll see. Oh, got to remember the capo. Got to end with a capo, don't you? That sounds about right. I was feeling like a Christmas tree on Christmas Day, all bright and shiny, but just dry inside. I picked up the Times and I read the dead man's page, and I found out that I was still alive. What do you do when you're lost again? What can you say when you're going down? I don't know, and I've tried almost everything, but it's gonna change this time around. Oh, because I know where I have to go. Gonna trust that river to take me home. Trust that river knows where to flow. Gonna trust that river. Got lost in the hills one day, it was getting late. I stepped off of the trail 'cause I thought I saw a lake. I never found that lake, but I bumbled across a brook, and it kept bubbling down below me. I followed that brook until it widened out. I turned into a creek and still it tumbled down. I climbed under a waterfall that was so loud I could not hear that sun go down behind me. Ooh, but I knew what I had to do. I had to trust that river to take me home. Trust that river to take you home. We gotta trust that river will take us home. We gotta trust that river.
Wow.
All right.
Good tune.
Thanks.
Great tune. All right, Max, let me pass you over to Robert so we can learn a little bit more about you.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, Max.
How's paradise?
Well, you know, it's just fine.
Good.
Being paradise, it's fine with or without me. I'm not sure how that works out, but you know, it's paradise, right? Except for the one in Northern California that burned down, and that's kind of charred.
It's getting better, I hear, though.
I hope so, yeah, and I hope it stays that way and doesn't simply do a second pass.
Yeah, really.
Those things are no good. It would break my heart to hear that you're not going to be scrubbing that guitar live. Is your hands really getting?
Yeah, that depends. I mean, every spring they get a little worse, and they really. Maybe it's because of all the flowers this year or something. I have no idea how it really works, but it's definitely, it's getting pretty bad. And I don't make any money playing music, so I have to save my fingers for massage and other things that I do, and so.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was thinking that might be more hard on your hands than
in a way, but it's different. I mean, when I started practicing for about a week ago for these songs for tonight, the first time I played, I ended up having to soak this hand for about an hour. I mean, soak it, put it in ice for about an hour afterwards. So and actually these days I'm actually writing a lot of stuff on GarageBand with just the computer and the keyboard and stuff, doing basically pop jazz orchestra kind of stuff. And there's no voice in it, which is good because even though, my voice is okay, but it's not one of those great voices that's ever going to, people are going to pay to listen to. So, I'm having a lot of fun writing sort of things that are outside of the normal range that I play. I've had to play in this open tuning for the last 23 years because I screwed up my wrist at one point, and so then now even playing this is getting to be too much for the old man. Somebody else said they just did 70. I've got 70 now, so
Oh, congrats!
Yeah.
I'll match you with that though.
There you go.
I've noticed that you were composing more with GarageBand and working in that. That's kind of. Don't you find it interesting to be orchestrating?
It gives me a much wider range. I mean, I really, I didn't realize how much I was being sort of held back by playing this open tuning all the time. in terms of different possibilities. But I'm really enjoying the other thing that I'm doing. You know, plus I make videos that go with it. If you go to YouTube and you see the different things that I've made, and then if the visuals get too much, I also have some stuff on SoundCloud. You know, not everybody wants to look at something while they're listening, so those are all available.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been fun, you know, being, you know, I ran open mics for a long time, and I participated in them, and it's been a good thing to do. It just may be time to trust that river to, you know, take me someplace else.
Yes, I was thinking of referencing that some point during this conversation. I made a note about the river.
Yeah, it was very strategic, you know.
Place it, and it will float up at the appropriate time.
So to speak. That's right.
Hey, it's good to see you, Max. And
likewise, Robert.
I'll keep my ear out for your compositions, if not in a real setting, in a virtual setting. We'll look for you. Take care of yourself.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Yeah, thanks, Max. We are now, you know, I don't know who puts these lists together, but it seems like we crisscross across the United States during the show. So we are now leaving California, and we're going to oh shoot, it's not Haverhill. I had looked up how to pronounce it, but hey, Rick will. I apologize, Rick. Anyway, Ric Page now is going to play for us, and Rick plays at North Reading Community Coffee House, also at One Broadway Collaborative in Lawrence, and the Catbird Cafe open mic. And he's been on here many, many times. We'd love to hear him. So, Rick, take it away.
Thank you, Rich. And you said it right before, it's Haverhill, but you know what? I'll cut you slack. This first one is, thank you. This goes out to my phony friends, the robocallers that call every day. This is called My Phony Friends. Sarah works for Discover, MasterCard and Visa, calls me every day. I won't pick up to please her. She says eligibility rates soon go away. My car's warranty is long gone by. More than 100,000 miles I drive. That voice I hear on my answer machine reminds me I can keep that alive. Never answer my phone, no, never. I screen my calls, every single one. My phony friends waiting for me to pick up and slip up. I won't do that. Call I had lately, voice, it sounded handy. William calls from Microsoft. Windows license expired, seemed flimsy. Money wanted mid-call center noise. Most disturbing call I had lately. Federal agents will take me to jail. Fraudulent use, Social Security. Somewhere in Texas, need money for bail. never answer my phone. No, never. I screen my calls, every single one. My phony friends waiting for me to pick up and slip up. I won't do that. Won't slip up and pick up. I won't do that. My phony friends.
Yeah.
Great lyrics. Great lyrics.
I know about those guys.
Oh yeah, we all know about those. This next song is a co-write. The music and the melody is mine. The words belong to my virtual friend Brian Bilston, who's a poet in the UK, and it calls attention the way the rest of the world sees America. England is a cup of tea. France a wheel of ripened brie. Greece a short, stout olive tree. But America is a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun. America is a gun. Brazil's football in the sand. Argentina, Maradona's hand. Germany, an umpire band. But America is a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun. America is a gun. Shoot 'em up. Holland is a wooden shoe. Hungary a goulash stew. Australia a kangaroo. But America is a gun, 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 a gun. America is a gun. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Japan is a thermal spring. Scotland is the Highland fling. Oh, better to be anything than America. It's a gun, a gun, a gun, a gun. America as a gun. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Shoot 'em up, bang.
A funny yet a sad song all at once.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. All right. Let me pass you on over to Robert so we can learn a little bit more.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, so do you have a gun?
I do not.
I do not. Yeah, what a thing that that topic it just has to be dealt with somehow in song and logic and in culture. That's it's serious, and it's hard to find the gun's handle somehow. The person on the other side.
It's definitely a hot button topic.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's as far as musically goes here. Loved your chord progressions on there. Where do you start when you get your friend sent you the lyrics, and did you start there?
Actually, he's a virtual friend from Facebook. He oftentimes will post his poems for the world. I guess his unofficial title is a poet laureate of Twitter, but I'm not on Twitter. But anyway, he posted this once, and I said, "Wow, I hear a song here." And so I reached out to him and I said, "Can I write a song with this?" He says, "Knock yourself out." And then I think others had the same idea because I've seen others play. It's like, "Oh, I know the song," but of course their version of it is quite different. And so that's basically how I got his words, from Facebook, and then I reached out to him. And then the music, I was noodling around, and I said, "Well, this progression will go with that," and that's the way it is.
Yeah, it was nice, an interesting progression as it went too. I mean, you didn't do a 3-chord piece for that. You interpreted
I've
the
never been
lyrics.
accused of 3-chord songs, so.
I bet that's the case. It's nice. It seemed like you went from lyric to lyric to interpret it, and that came through. Was the poem itself was kind of structured as a standard song?
Yes.
Would be.
Yeah, what I call the chorus was, he only did it once, but you need to have a chorus repeat. So, America is a gun, and unfortunately,
You brought that out. How long have you been songwriting?
this is going to sound weird. Since 1968, that's when I first started playing. And as soon as I picked up a guitar, I wrote a song. Now, of course, I would never play those songs now because they're pretty bad. But I've been a songwriter all my life.
Yeah, they sound that worked, and by that I don't mean overly or needlessly complex, but they sound like there's been a lot of work put into them.
Definitely thought out, yeah.
Yeah, on that, and that's a good way to get it, is by writing hundreds of them, right? That's
hundreds is right.
that's probably understating it. When you play, do you play with other folks?
The short answer is yes. For my originals, it's basically just myself, but I also play with a couple of other ensembles, and we co-write her songs, and I back her up, and others we just we jam. And I'm very eclectic in what I like for music, and so I play in a lot of different ensembles with different types of music. So like progressive jazz, folk, really it's all good. It's all good.
It is interesting how songwriters who especially during COVID, but really all the time, how you work with other musicians, and do you pay them to play their music? Do you pay them, or do you entice them in other ways? There are different ways of getting others to play your music and put the time into learning it. I mean,
I think it's more of a labor of love type thing versus financial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
As we all know here, the money is really, really tight out there. So you just do it for love, and if the money happens, great, I'll take it.
Right, a byproduct. Most of the arts, I think, are that way for most of us, most people. Delighted by your songs. I like them very much. Thanks for sharing them.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have now come to the last performer on tonight's show. Maurice Tani from Berkeley, California. You can catch him playing on May 24th at a Dylan birthday tribute at the Campbell Theater in Martinez. On June 17th at the Freight and to Savage. Is that Freight and Salvage or is it Freight and Savage in Berkeley?
It is the Freight and Salvage, yes.
Salvage, okay. There was an L missing it. Thank you. And then it appears that he is going on a tour. He is going down the coast of California. He'll be June 27th in Cayucas at Schooners, June 28th in my favorite town in the U.S., San Luis Obispo, with the SLO Wine and Beer. June 29th at the Cinema Bar in Culver City. June 30th, the Lost Court in Solvang. And July 1st in San Pedro at Collage. So, Maurice, you're on.
Great. Well, thanks for having me along with this thing. Is my mic on? Yes. Okay. It seems like we're good. All right. This is a song about a guy who could use a break, and he's asking for that break. The plastic numbers are flicking. My old Timex is ticking. On the bedside table, inches from my head. I'm waiting for the radio, the last 10 minutes of the all-night show before the buzzer finally drives me out of bed. I can't bear to open up my eyes and face another day. This week has been tougher than I could ever say. I'd love if I could sleep until this pain's a memory, but I'm just too weak and beaten down to face reality. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. There are all kinds of losses, but when you think you've seen them all, a new one shows you just how much farther things can fall. I thought this was the one I'd waited for. I thought I'd opened up the world, but now I've closed the door. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. Would you go in for me, Slim? Take my shift from me today. I need a day of rest. When I'm back, I'll be my best. Please go in for me, Slim. I swear I'll pay you back some way. Cover me just one more time. I hate to ask, but really I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I know this ain't the first time, and probably not the last. You know I'd do the same for you, I would have in the past. But you've always seemed to float on top, and I'm always sinking fast. I don't want to talk about it. In time I'll come around. I'm lonely and defeated, but through experience I found that losing makes you stronger than winning ever can. I'm the strongest of the strong men. I'm loser Superman. Hey pal, I need a favor, some help here if you can. I've no one else to turn to, and Slim, you've always been my man. Would you go in for me, Slim? take my shift from me today. I need a day of rest. When I'm back, I'll be my best. Please go in for me, Slim. I swear I'll pay you back some way. Cover me just one more time. I hate to ask, but really I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim. I'm begging you to go in for me, Slim.
Wow.
All right. This next song is kind of a. This one's more of a romantic sort of endeavor. This is a song about. Would like me to unmute. Okay, am I back on again? Did I? Am I good? This guy is burdened with the metaphors of romance, particularly the visual metaphors of romance. He's. I'm talking about like kind of the Hallmark card sort of imagery. Would be like beautiful sunsets or starry nights, that sort of thing, and. He sees this stuff and it just makes him sad, so he finds a way to actually I'm just going to let this go. This guy has found himself a job in a remote place, and I was actually describing a different song there, but this is another guy with a broken heart. He's found himself a job in a really remote area, and this one requires a capo. I call my capo Dave. I'm not quite sure why that's. This really is nowhere. There's a red dirt scratch up the mountainside, 8 miles long and 1 car wide. My old Buick's at the top, in a gravel parking lot. There's a 50-foot trailer and a 100-foot mast, a 50,000-watt clear channel blast across the western states. I'm a voice without a face. Graveyard shift, midnight to 6. All-night drivers and the urban hicks. I'm pulling down the feed, but I'm burying the lead. Out in the distance I can see the lights dotting the horizon on the clear nights. Are you listening? We're taking calls. This is Radio City. Top of the hour, it's the lover's line, but no caller's had a heart as broke as mine. I whisper in your ear, as if only you can hear. I say those things I should have said. I go where I feared to tread, but I know that it's too late to negotiate. Out in the distance I can see the lights dotting the horizon on the clear nights. Are you listening? We're taking calls. This is Radio City. Well, I was a fool able to flee from love. I don't know what I was scared of, but look at where I am. This really is nowhere. A million words won't win you back. A million tears stained my heart black. Still the words leak from my pen, and the tears start up again. Out in the distance I can see the lights dotting the horizon on the clear nights. I hope you're listening. I wish you'd call. This is Radio City. This is Radio City. This really is nowhere.
Wow. Wow. Great lyrics. What a great song. All right, Maurice, let me move you over to Robert.
Robert.
Hello, Maurice.
Any relation to Meredith Edgar?
Yes, she's my daughter.
She is brilliant. She is absolutely brilliant. You know that there was a television show that was on. It was kind of a mini series of some sort. It was about a woman who was a chess genius, and I think her name was Beth. Beth something or other, but I had repeatedly said that your daughter is the Beth of Bay Area folk music. She's absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations! I don't know what you did, but good
Well,
work.
I give her full credit for all her chops, and the Bay Area scene also, the jazz and Bay Area music scene have all given her, as did Austin, as I think her trip to Italy also. I did see you and she perform at the New Lost Church in October.
You should have introduced yourself.
I would have, but I think I had to take off to come. I'm in Sunnyvale, so I had to come back. But it was a fantastic show. I always enjoy Meredith, but that was the first time I think I'd heard you with a group playing live. You struck me at the time as a jazz guitarist singing country and playing rock, which was, and your performance here just shows your incredible range and mastery of the range, because this was a different Maurice that played here. Where did you get started? I mean, you've been doing this, I know, for a while, and I believe as a professional musician, touring musician for a while.
Yeah, I've pretty much done it all my adult life. I spent a period though in the 80s and 90s doing a large corporate dance band, and that more or less took all of my time. I didn't have a lot of bandwidth to be able to do side projects or to keep going with the original material. And so when I left that at the end of 1999, beginning of 2000, I went back to. I wanted to go back to playing music primarily for fun. I think I had done well, on a professional level in terms of, making money and earning a living, buying a house and that sort of thing. But honestly, I thought at the end of by the end of 1999, I felt I was exercising a lot more craft than I was art, and I was so I decided to go back to to playing music, to go back to doing the originals again and writing more. And so this phase of my career is, I think of it as starting in about 2000.
Oh. Nothing like a band to steal your band with, I think.
Yeah, I've when I came out of that, I had been in this 14, 15 piece large dance band at the time, and I came out of that, and I just wanted to do something smaller, very much smaller. So I put together a 4-piece, 2 guitars, bass and drums, testosterone-driven, 4 guys against the world kind of a little honky-tonk band, and we made a good crack at that for a little while, and then gradually I've sort of been able to expand the range of the kind of material that I because I don't have anybody chasing me. I can do anything I want. So if I've any influence that I find interesting, I feel I have license to incorporate it into what I do. And I'm now at that spot where I've got the people that play with me that are very good, that I trust, and that know the devices that I use, and can follow along. I've been doing this for a while, but I've got a full band that I work with, that I rehearse with perhaps once a year. I send these guys. The internet's actually been quite a good thing for all this. I send them tracks. People learn their parts, do their own tracks, send them back. That was more or less how we got through the pandemic. Was we shifted heavily into video, and so I did a couple of dozen video singles through there, and that was purely a process of my laying down tracks, sending them off to other players, and they would do their tracks to it, send them back to me. I'd assemble them together, and we'd make videos with the stuff that way. And really, it gave me a chance to improve my video editing chops, and we sort of came up with a new skill set to do that. I became more of a video assembler than anything else. People send me stuff, and I just have to assemble the tracks together for the audio, and then assemble the video that they would send me of them playing. And
so many of us, I remarked earlier that I started in film, but I had audio and music also when I was a kid. But as time went on, everything became digital. I mean, the video became digital. The film became analog, and then the video became digital. The audio became digital. The writing became digital. The editing became digital. And so it's very hard, I think, to get through right now without being all of that.
It's a double-edged sword, I think, but it's I think it's a great set of tools that. But we've been at this stage, beginning this stage since really since the 70s, and it's been a long, slow process. That technology has democratized the process, where in the 60s and early 70s, recording was something you did in a studio that was manned by a bunch of guys in white lab coats, and you would stay in the big room, play the stuff, and then there were these guys in the control room, engineers, you probably didn't even talk to them, and you play, and then they play it back to you on some speaker, and you listen to it. You were still, the facilities were, it was $1 million facility in order to do this, but by the early 70s, TIAC came out with those semi-pro 4-track machines, and suddenly recording, multi-track recording, as primitive as it was, became available to everyone, and we all started to have access to that kind of technology. And from that point, it's been a pretty steady uphill climb through into Pro Tools now. I mean, you can record your album on your phone at this point. And of course, along with the democratization of the technology, it's also made for a tremendous amount of noise for you to have to swim above in order to get noticed at this point. And the whole industry is all in such a fluid state at this point that it's not quite like it. In the '60s when I was a kid, that everything was curated by A&R people and record companies, and there was actually a limited amount of material to go through. But now anything can be out there. Anybody can have a YouTube channel. Anybody can press CDs. Well, of course, I'm not sure who even has CD players anymore, but and that there you go. I mean, anybody can put up tracks to be downloaded. So it's I think it's a good thing, but it's also made for a lot of noise to have to work your way through in order to get any kind of notice. And even when you get notice, we're still up against Spotify or that sort of thing, where there's really no money to be made in it. So here we are. We're doing this hopefully, or I'm at that spot. I'm doing it primarily for the love of doing it and for the fun.
Yeah, well, perhaps that's something as we age, we can, if we can retain the love for what we're doing, and that is the value that we get out of a lot of this, I think. And
music, this whole recording thing, and this and radio and that sort of stuff. It's only been going on for about 100 years. Before that, music lived. It was something that people did in their homes. It was something that everybody did, and it was folk music.
And generations, yes.
And so what we have now is. I think is great. There's all kinds of stuff out there. There's a lot of really good music out there. So I don't know. I'm not one of those. I'm not somebody belaboring the fact that we've moved on. So it's all good.
Well, we continue, and thank you for your kind words about Meredith. I can only agree with you, and she's now in the earlier phases of going into this profession. So we'll see, and she will see what happens there. Thank you very much, Maurice, for your time and for your insight. I appreciate it. I always love hearing you play.
Well, thank you, Max, for getting me hooked up with this, and Eric, say hello to Celia. I haven't seen her since somewhere in the '80s, I believe it was, when she had her band, and of course we go back to high school together. So anyway, thanks for having me. It was fun.
Absolutely.
All right, another great show. A lot of great talent on tonight's show. At this point, I would like to thank the performers quickly, one by one. James Coon, be sure to wave, everybody. James Coon, Alice Osborne, and E. Doc Smith. Deb Westlow, Rigo Rodriguez and Rodman King. Rob Cork, Dave Fiebert, Max Newton, Ric Page, and Maurice Tani. So remember, please check our website, openmicamerica.com, for links to the music of all of our OMA performers and to find archives of all of our shows. I would like to thank Robert Edgar, our interviewer tonight, and Laura Bordowitz, our engineer, along with our founder, Capo Dave Williams, who is working tirelessly behind the scenes to make this all possible. Also like to thank, our audience on YouTube, who viewed tonight's show and who will view tonight's show in the future. If you like this show, please spread the word. Don't keep it a secret. You can download and print your own posters if you'd like from our website and hang them somewhere where folks can see them. You can also get this cool t-shirt through openmicamerica.com. It's really a nice t-shirt. And please check out your local and virtual open mics. We have listed the ones where our performers play under the local open mics tab on our website. We're always here the first 3 Sundays of every month. And our next show will be Sunday, June 4th, same time, same station. And stay tuned for our next full lineup of performers. So I'm going to ask our performers, please mute yourself and wave goodbye. And I will say, good night, America.
If you meet me at the corner of Russell and Albina, just about a block from Mississippi Avenue, I'll take you to a house where they hang carpets on the wall. And if we go there on a Sunday, there's a song I'll take you through.
And we are clear. We are